All right, good morning. So hopefully you guys got our invites this morning. My name is Antonio Valcarso. I'm with Outstate Solutions here in downtown Fayetteville. We are Fayetteville's metrics-based internet marketing agency, and we are so happy to be here with a very special guest. Hey. Dr. Belinda Wilkerson. She is a college admissions advisor who works independently here in town. And we are so fortunate to know her and to be working in the environment that we do here at Revolutionary Co-working. Hi, Belinda.
Hey, Antonio. How are you doing today?
I'm really excited because today I'm exploring a new format with doing my videos. It used to be where I would visit a location around town, and I will probably still do this, but and then I will usually ask a few questions, let the business owner of that location kind of answer some questions and talk about their business a little bit. And I usually pick these businesses simply by observing what they do really well.
Okay.
For you, I'll get to that in just a second. But and then I kind of just push them off to the side and start talking about the topic and just become a talking head. I am trying this new thing now because other people have much better smiles than I do. They're better communicators overall, and it's just more fun, I think. So we're gonna get started, and today's topic is video marketing. And one of the things that I really noticed about you, Belinda, is that you do these broadcasts, these live broadcasts where people can log in and talk to you in real time, ask you questions about whatever the topic is that day. Can you tell us a little bit about, well, first of all, how long have you been doing it?
Well, actually, I just started doing it. I think I've been doing it now in about 2 months. And I'm only doing them like every other Monday as a starter, just to get my feet wet to see how it goes. But so far so good, I think. Yeah,
I think you do really, really well. Definitely much better than I do. What were some of the barriers that you had in coming in? What was the hardest thing about starting this?
Oh my goodness, the hardest thing about starting it is actually getting on camera and messing up, or just being human. We have this tendency that we always want to do everything perfectly. So when you do a Facebook Live, I mean, that's it. There are no do-overs. Whatever comes out is what comes out. Yeah. So there was a fear factor there about, do I really want to get on there and make a fool out of myself? What if I say something wrong? Yeah. Will I sound like somebody who really doesn't know what they're talking about? So it was getting over that fear. And one of the people that I worked with, Candy Sugarman, who also does some social media marketing. She's the president of the Women's Entrepreneurs Network. And I've taken a few classes with her, and she's always telling me, just get out there and do it. Just get out there and do it. So other colleagues have also been pressuring me to do it. Not pressuring me, but encouraging me to do it. So finally I just said, hey, just get out there and do it. If I mess up, I mess up. I'm human, and we'll learn from that lesson and fix it the next time.
It's just like Nike's mantra, just do it.
Just do it, yes.
Pull the Band-Aid, get it done. And I think one of the most important things that, even myself and yours, you're a great speaker, in my opinion, is the authenticity factor. And, and realizing that when we're doing these conversations, when we're doing these videos, if you're not a professional broadcaster, that it just becomes, it's you having a conversation with individuals, not just a group of people, but individuals, especially when they're able to do what Travis did a few minutes ago and comment, ask questions in real time, and be interactive, and you catching them and reading and giving them the information that they came to get. So that's a lot of fun. How do you feel about doing it now? Because I get a little bit shaky, and you're talking about it. You also still get nervous about it. How do you feel about it?
I do. When I was doing one the other week, hitting that live button and watching it count down, you're like, oh my God, can I turn it off? Can I turn it off? Once it hits the countdown, that's it, we're live.
Yeah.
So I still get nervous, and at first when I'm doing it, you know, I'm more conscious of, is anybody looking? Is anybody watching this? And you know, so praying that somebody comes on.
Yeah.
But also now I've gotten better about, okay, if they don't come on right away, that's okay, as long as I know what I'm talking about and I don't sound like I'm, you know, blabbering on and on and on. And then, you know, when people do come on, being cognizant of interacting with them and answering their questions and just doing other things. It's funny because one of the things I've been doing is, you know, you can find anything on YouTube. So I've been watching quite a few YouTube videos on talking to the camera. So I'm practicing that. I'm getting better.
And you told me your husband thinks you're crazy.
Oh, he does. He does. I was out there on our porch one night, and he didn't realize that's what I was doing. And he's like, "Who are you talking to?" I'm like, "Shh,
we're live."
Be quiet.
I saw somebody just join us. Just to let you know, I'm with Dr. Belinda Wilkerson. She is a college admissions advisor here in Fayetteville. If you have children, I would say any age, really. I mean, give her an hour to at least point you in the right direction with your 5-year-old as far as habits or things you should start considering, you know, down the line. For if they decide that they want to go to college. So we're talking about video marketing today. One of the things that you expressed just now is the fear of not sounding like what we're talking about, right? And I think one of the things that puts me at ease a little bit is remembering my doctor's office and his wall full of books.
Yes.
And that they have to look up stuff too, and you hope that they do. It's almost like when my heart rate goes up at the restaurant when I'm giving my server an order and they're not writing a thing down. What have you experienced that moment of, oh my gosh, you just asked a question that I might know 100% of the answer of or can't elaborate really on? Have you experienced that yet?
I have experienced that, and actually I was lucky because I think in one of the first broadcasts that I did, one of my best friends, actually a colleague that lives out in California, had tuned in, and she was great because she was typing things in comments like, say, well, you know, make sure you ask about this and what about this. So she was giving me prompts, and that actually helped because she knew it was my first time doing it and I was nervous. Yeah. And she's talked about it, and she said, well, I give you a lot of credit because I'm not doing it anymore.
So she was
I'm
commenting.
not going to do it. So she was commenting. So that helped me because I said, okay. Because I knew this stuff, but it's just the idea now that you're out there broadcasting and people are listening to you. Yeah. And you're just hoping that, you know, you're not giving poor information. So you just want to make sure that whatever information you're giving people, that it's useful, that it's practical, and it's something that they can use, right? Take action.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that's one of the things, especially for someone like myself who's not a great video speaker. I tend to really focus on the information that we're putting out, and hope that on the other end, people will see that and see the value in that, and hope that they stick around a little bit in order to get that. So let me just real quick interrupt the conversation. I'm going to share some fun facts. Most of the stuff I'm sharing today actually comes from a website called WordStream, and they also have a video podcast. You can also catch, not a video podcast, but an actual podcast that you can check out. But here's some fun facts for you that they shared recently. There's 8 billion videos that are watched every day. Yeah, that's not even on the whole internet. That's on Facebook.
That's just on Facebook.
That's just on Facebook.
Oh my goodness.
Now we have to factor in though the fact that Facebook on a lot of devices are set to autoplay, so they might be playing on the numbers a little bit there. But another thing, 1/3 of online activity is actually spent watching videos. So that's everybody that does anything on the internet. 1/3 of everything that they do, as a big number, is spent watching videos. And with all the great cat videos out there, you know,
I've watched my share of cat videos.
85% of U.S. internet users watch videos. That's just in the U.S. So 85%, that's more than 3/4 of internet users in America watch videos. A bulk of them, of course, are younger people. and which is good for you.
It's good for me,
if they
yes.
care for college. But that's a huge number, and as more and more people start to get these smartphones or start to take more of these computer classes and all that, you can expect that number actually to grow. Unlimited plans. This has got my input on it. Unlimited cell phone plans, and now that especially. Well, I won't even mention the brand, but one of the bigger companies recently finally came out with unlimited plan. I mean, it's a trending thing because of those phone plans, because of the upward trend of more and more video watchers being online. It really is taking off. I mean, it's still really early on in this trend of watching video versus sticking around and reading a whole really wordy meme, for example. So more and more people are watching these videos. More people have it as an accessible means to to entertain themselves or to educate themselves, and all that. So,
and I'm hoping to capture some of those people watching. Watching
Absolutely.
some of my videos.
Absolutely, and we're definitely going to add the steps to the future in the caption of this video later on. But I saw somebody just joined us. This is Dr. Belinda Wilkerson joining us today. We're talking about video marketing. She is a college admissions advisor. She works independently here in Fayetteville. She's a wonderful, wonderful person. Definitely worth your time if you have children.
Thank you.
And her business is actually called Steps to the Future, and I'll make sure to add that in the caption of this video later on. Okay, so some tips. Anything that comes to mind when it comes to people that might be afraid to make their first live appearance?
Well, maybe doing it with a partner might be a way to break into it. But it's really something where, just start. Even if, so you don't want to start with the live first. Just do a regular video that you're not going to broadcast right away and look at it. Then you get an opportunity to see how you sound on camera. You get an opportunity to see if your lighting is right. That's really crucial. The other when I was doing my last video, I was sitting out on my deck and I was everything was going fine, and all of a sudden I realized, I said, oh, it's getting kind of dark here. What's going on? And it was actually because it was getting darker outside. The light was dark around the porch, and the switch to turn on the light is inside the house. So I'm like sitting there like saying, okay, do I keep on talking? Or do I turn on this light? So I kept talking for a while, but after a while it was like too dark. So then I said, got to take a little station break here, and had to run, flip the switch, and then come back, and then everything was good. So even with that, just go ahead and do it, and people are forgiving as long as you're giving great content and you're saying something that's useful to people, and it's not just some silly thing that you're out there doing. I think people will appreciate the effort that you're taking to do it. So for all the people that are out there who are nervous about it, you've got to start somewhere.
Let's do it, absolutely.
Got to start somewhere.
And remember, I mean, most of my courage just comes from the fact that I have a business to run, okay? And so do you.
Yes.
So do you. So
Yes.
keep that in your mind.
Yes.
By any means necessary. You got to get your business out. You got to get people engaged, clicking on your stuff, following you on Facebook, Twitter, wherever your focus is on. And eventually it just becomes more fun. And I have noticed that doing this with somebody has put me really more at ease.
Yes.
And definitely, I think, makes it more interesting for people that might be watching to see two personalities instead of Tony, doing this. They usually talk faster.
And you actually gave me a great idea, because now I'm like, I've got to partner with somebody. So I'm seeing now where I could do a couple of these with some of my students, or actually as I go on college visits. And we're doing quite a few college visits coming up in the next few months. Actually, in October, I am visiting. Actually doing a tour at NC State.
Oh, cool.
Again, no, that actually is this month, NC State.
Awesome.
And then next month, I am doing a tour of 4 colleges in the Rochester, New York area. It's the Colleges of Rochester tour.
Wow.
So, if I can grab somebody on one of those tours. November, I'm going to be visiting schools in the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area.
Nice.
So that's going to be really fun. I'm also going to be going to Chicago to tour the Columbia School of Art.
And I am so
man.
thrilled
That's
about
great.
that because I've really been
Yeah.
wanting to visit that school. And
Yeah.
then in December, I'm going to be visiting the University of Tampa.
Yeah. That is
So-
awesome. That
so
is
this
awesome.
is really good.
And that actually brings up a really good point because you have all these experiences, the ability to visit all these places, and what that translates in my mind as an internet marketer is content.
Yes.
And I think you have a blog, correct?
I do have a blog.
And it's on your website?
It is on my website.
Let's share that right now.
That is www.stepstothefuture.com.
And that's the number two.
blog. Number 2. Steps to the Future, the number 2.com.
.com.
Yes.
Okay. And what comes to mind first of all is blog.
Yes.
Writing a little profile for that for each of these schools. But then one of the tips that we are going to share today, and I'll share them all at once. That way you guys don't have to wait throughout this video, which has to do with one of the tips actually. Is to repurpose your content. So if you have a blog entry that was particularly popular with people and that engaged more people than the others, repurpose it. Turn it into a video
Okay.
podcast.
I
Okay,
love that tip.
it is great, and when it comes to social media, if you can take that whole blog entry, that whole experience at NC State or wherever, and turn it into a 60 to 90-second video, that's even better. That's something that this is not. But 60 to 90 seconds it tends to be the most successful videos online. They're short, concise, to the point. People get what they need. In fact, something that we definitely didn't do at the beginning of this video is put the most interesting parts within the first few seconds. They say 3 seconds. That's almost impossible. But let's say 5 seconds. Like really put something that is going to keep people engaged when you're posting a video to social media. On YouTube, it's a little bit different because people are there to actually see videos. They're going to spend time seeing videos and whatnot. So their search mentality is very different than when they're scrolling down their feed on Facebook or on Twitter or any other site. So just grab their attention in the first 5 seconds, and you might buy another 15 to 20 seconds out of that, unless we're lucky and we keep people like Travis engaged for the whole thing.
Travis is a captive audience.
What's funny is that Travis is in the same room as we are right now. All right. So on that note, so let's talk about the general notes, and then I'll talk on 3 main ones that WordStream talked about the other day. So we talked about 60 to 90 seconds. Create new content. Whether it's new content from your blogs or from other sources that you've created. Of course, if you pull content, which was the next thing, when you curate content, when you're kind of basically taking information, kind of like what we're doing right now, from other sources and expressing them, always give people credit. That's always a good thing and a nice thing to do. You kind of curate months later. Okay, so let's say we post this video today. We share it all over the place. In a couple months, I am probably going to reshare it for those people that might have missed it or intended to go back to take some notes and never got around to it. Okay, so repost those videos, especially on Twitter. If you've ever been on Twitter, there's information just flowing all day long, especially if you're following like 500 people or more. So definitely take that to heart and repost on Twitter. I would say one video, post it 3 times a month. And things like that. Use hashtags. For this video, I'm going to use college admissions, hashtag college admissions, because we have our friend who does that. And hopefully someone will run into it and read about Miss Belinda here. If you have content, repurpose it. We talked about that. Finally, find an angle. Okay, so some of the most popular stuff online, especially with regards to video, are those cat videos. Videos about food. Food is huge, man. I love watching videos about food. I could watch a video of a plate of fried chicken all day long.
That's a great recipe from online.
But no matter what business you're in, find an angle to present some of the most popular, type of content. And on that list really is food, fashion, and animals. Those are usually at the top of the list of most popular stuff that will engage people for a while. So find an angle. If you're doing college admissions, let's talk about food. The freshman 15.
Right.
What do you?
It's a real thing.
Dr. Belinda might say that she might create start creating some videos that may angle to people that are already in college. But it's something that could be shared amongst those college friends. Those college friends have siblings, other friends have not reached college yet. I mean, you never know. It's great to have your stuff out there for whenever people actually are ready for your service or your products. All right, and then these are the main top 3 tips. First of all, I know Belinda, you know the value of the title.
Yes.
We talked about. Please tell me about the gentleman we talked about the other day. Own It.
Own It, yes. Actually, Rick Clark, who is the Director of Admissions at Georgia Tech, has a fantastic blog on the Georgia Tech website. And he wrote this great blog piece, and the title was simply Own It. And when you read it, it was the perfect title for what he was talking about. And he was just talking about students who are filling out applications, and there's a section where it asks about disciplinary action. And he was just mentioning how sometimes they see students making excuses for what happened rather than owning up to what happened. So the title was right on topic with what he was writing.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like business where you take a negative and turn it into a positive.
Right.
You know, yeah, I messed up, but here's what I learned from it and what I've been able to accomplish since then. So that's a very big thing. They recommend that you use either one of 2 formats, okay? And number 1, you know, title it exactly for what it is, okay? That's number 1, and that's usually the most obvious one. That's the one that I usually, you know, incorporate. But the other one is to put your own spin on it, okay? 3 easy steps to college admissions.
There are no easy steps. There's more than 3.
Step 1 is at age 5. Step 2 is in high school. Step 3 is get your essays done on time. But yeah, you know, 3 early steps to this, or you know, 20 amazing facts about admissions at NC State. Okay, so I mean, who can resist? If that's something that you've been looking into recently, who can resist clicking on that? I mean, it's a quick reference at the very least for later on. So I mean, it's hard to say no to that. Number 2, if possible, whatever platform you're on, if possible, make the thumbnail of that video one of the most interesting parts of your video. Okay, so essentially, you know, if one of the options for your freeze frame for your thumbnail is you laughing it up with Dr. Belinda Wilkerson, then that's what my thumbnail is going to be. So, you know, if you have
You'll
power
have to
over
show me
that,
how to do that.
That's a great question. Aside from YouTube, I still need to do some exploring myself. And then finally, we talked about this briefly, the first 3 seconds. Okay, on social media, first 3 seconds are go time. Engage people, get them in there, and get them hooked. I didn't notice someone else come in. Just so you guys know, this is Dr. Belinda Wilkerson. She's with StepsToTheFuture.com. I'll just put it out there. And that's 2, StepsToTheFuture.com. She is a college admissions advisor. She will help anybody get into college. And reach your goals. She has
The right college
for
them.
Sometimes your dream college might not fit your personality.
Right.
So I mean that's one of the huge values of Belinda. She brings so much knowledge, and she'll really hold you accountable for things. And that's that brand that she has. That's the aura that she really shares with us here. And so she'll get you in. I like to say that she'll just get you in. But anyways, just engage people in the first 3 seconds on social media. YouTube is a little more flexible. People are there to watch videos, so they expect that. Okay. Trying to think of anything else we have to cover. I think that's pretty good for today.
Yeah, this was great. This was great.
Thank you so much for doing this.
And thank you for having me. It was a pleasure to be here.
Remember the value of video marketing, guys. Okay, you're having a conversation with people and building a relationship. Okay, so authenticity is huge. If your quality is not pitch perfect, that's okay. I mean, I'm not. Belinda says she's not. We just do the best we can. We have businesses to run, and that's okay. People understand that. Okay, have fun with it. If you have any questions, come to Outstage Solutions, outstagesolutions.com, or call us at 910-988-1689, and we'll get you going as soon as possible. Thanks so much for joining us and for watching. Bye.